What's up, bitches? Welcome to Chooch Chat with Zach and Tony. I'm Zach.
And I'm Tony.
And our special guest tonight and this week is the drummer from Tony's own Man Called Noon, Mr. Josh Fontenot.
Hello, everybody.
Woo!
Hello. Yes, Josh is the drummer of the band that I'm in. And, it's a pretty cool dope. Also in the room is James fucking Manno.
Also from Man Called Noon.
Videotaping, lead guitar player of Man Called Noon. Videotaping two chooches chatting with one douche.
Douche up this Chooch Chat.
Douche up the chooches here.
Yeah. Let's splash some vinegar.
So Josh has been a planned guest for a long time. He kept on getting pushed back because, frankly, more important people. We had
Dave, our bass player.
Well, he got pushed back a couple times too. But actually, James was in here before you as well. That was a
random. James was kind of a random one. No offense, James, but we had band practice for BOTs.
Also, it was kind of a necessity in my mind because he had just gotten rid of us, our previous lead guitar player, and it worked out well because we got everybody, all 30 people who care, to know that James is the lead guitar player of a band called Noon now.
Also, he had just proposed to his fiancée Marie Weigel.
Congratulations!
So that was
it's
fun.
Weigel?
That was a fun. I always thought it was Weigel.
I thought it was Weigel.
I have it in my phone as Marie Wiggle.
Wiggle.
That pisses
She's
her
always
off, though.
People have been calling her Wiggle for ever.
She doesn't like that one so much.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I was going to ask Zach a question here.
Me?
Thank you
I was
guys.
going to ask Zach a question.
Do you remember what it was?
You're good, Josh. You don't need to speak you can just sit however you like.
I was thinking.
Well, I was just backing a little off of that.
No.
I was thinking we could Marc Maron this bitch and just really get into the nitty gritty with Josh.
Go
We've
for it.
never really
Let's do
done
it.
that.
You want to talk about my dad?
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
we're gonna do?
Yeah.
That's it. Just your parents.
God. Let's
What?
get real deep here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get
Do you
real
have
deep.
trouble? Well, all right. So you were born in Louisiana, right?
Yes.
All right.
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Where is that in the state?
It is southwest.
In the United States, where is that?
It's kind of right in the middle, all the way down.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So very near the water.
Yeah, 30 minutes from the Gulf.
Cool.
Yeah.
What type of food? Did you ever go like crawdadding?
Yes.
Okay, so for the people
You
out
call,
there,
you call it crawdad or
cousins are
crayfish?
Crawfish. And my cousins are crawfish farmers.
no, I always call them crawdads.
Cool.
Keep going.
In Virginia, I think we call them.
I mean, we
crawdads.
loosely will say crawdads. That's not that crazy, but I don't know anyone who says crayfish.
Crayfish.
Assholes say crayfish.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you say crayfish, you're a real asshole.
Yeah.
Tell us about crawfish.
Well, they're delicious.
Yep.
I know they are.
Yep.
They are the fruit of the freshwater.
Or like, what is it when it's like a salt water mixes with the fresh
Brine.
water and they call brine?
That's brine.
I bet they're very briny of a creature.
I
Farting?
think they're just freshwater.
You just steam them up.
But
right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Also,
It's not like I know all the science behind the shit I eat.
We'd find them in our yard in the gutter every now and
Oh
then.
yeah.
Yeah, we had
Me
deep
too.
ditches, and as kids, when they'd fill up from heavy rains, we'd just go swimming in the ditch because it'd be completely clear, and you could see little crawfish running around.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would go into the woods and just look under rocks and pick
And
up
suck each other's dicks.
crawdads.
Now, did you see the? Because they would build little forts. Did you ever see that?
I have
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
We would go crawdad hunting all the time too because when we go fishing, you just go and pick up like a bucket of them.
We
and-
would actually easy, yeah.
Oh yeah, and people bass love crawfish.
We would actually
people
go
do too.
crabbing more than crawfishing.
never-
we would
I've never
just buy
done that.
crawfish.
Were you legally allowed to crab? Do you need a license for that or whatever the hell?
No, you just
in
go to
Louisiana?
the beach and get with some nets and
That's awesome.
You can do that with clams too.
yeah, going on a clam bake.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, what do your parents do? What did your parents do? See, we're going to Maron this.
Yeah, well, my dad ran a tugboat business for many, many years,
James, turn your phone off, please.
and then well,
Wait, that's
and
your
there-
phone, isn't it?
Yeah, that is my phone.
and now I'm no longer going to talk about my family
No, you must.
because of that phone.
Go ahead. Keep it up.
And then my mom ran our stables. We had a she was a trainer. She trained horses and riders, and so she handled that. And my dad had a tugboat business, and they both ran the farm together.
So you had a whole farm. What kind of animals did you have on the farm?
Horses.
Horse
At the most, we
good
had
pictures of horses
36 head of horses.
Jesus.
At one point.
That's ridiculous.
Like 10 acres, 2 barns, 2 walkers, a full-size arena. And
Holy
we
shit.
had horses at the racetrack as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like my parents' full-time
That's awesome.
hobby and love and everything.
That is awesome.
There behind Liz's house in Virginia, there's a Shire horse farm, and they breed Shire horses and sell
Are they
them off to
tiny?
the-
Are
they
they really
hobbitish?
small?
Shire?
They are the second largest after Clydesdales. They're
The name makes them seem tiny.
Yeah, you would think that they're really tiny and drink beer and eat a lot of food.
The Shire.
right,
Shire.
like hobbits.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong with the name. It's something like that.
I wasn't thinking hobbits. I was thinking of that other Shire reference.
But they're the kind of horses that
Shire in space.
that the Queen has for her, the Queen of England.
Oh.
has in her little.
Really snotty horses.
Yeah,
Snooty.
very snooty horses.
Oh, horses for assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But they were some country ass folk when I went to visit. That's for sure. They were hilarious. You seen?
You visited the Queen of England?
No. Liz's parents' house.
Okay.
Where the horses are raised. Have you seen Making a Murderer?
Yes.
It was that type of family.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like raising the horses. And
Like they were
breeding the
murdering
horses.
people.
Exactly. Well, no, they weren't murdering people.
Oh.
But they seem
look
like the type of people the police
Uh,
would like to frame for murder.
James, the tech person over here. We got James Manno in the house. He just
he
picked out.
fact-checking?
He just fact checked and showed us a picture of a Shire horse.
there you
Actually,
go.
it's a beautiful fucking creature.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, see?
It's actually kind of a beautiful creature.
Google it. Maybe we'll put it on the website. See, perfect. That's exactly
what
what we need
this is
James
what-
for. The AC is off right now, so that
In the
that
whole
doesn't
house?
make noise.
Yeah, because it really gets picked up.
So how do your parents not... So
Yeah,
every time
let's-
you do this, they just sweat while
Yeah.
they're sleeping?
Well, the crazy thing
the
is
best parents ever that put up with that
is-
bullshit.
No,
Yeah.
they wanted that fucker off. They're fucking.
Are you kidding me?
No, they are not.
Teresa,
yeah.
Teresa
she's-
Gianmichael.
well,
She's
at
a little.
night-
She's a little lady.
But women get...
Yeah,
cold.
and
But-
women in particular.
But this, she turns it on at the worst times. Like my dad will have
right
it
in the
off,
middle of it.
and she'll be just come in and go, bah, 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 bah. And I'll hear my dad go, duh, duh, duh. And I'll hear, ma, 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 ma. And dad will go, oh, and then we'll hear a click, and you'll hear a like
That sounded like a Sims conversation.
it's pretty much what happened. You just hear like little bops from my mom. And,
Ba, ba, ba.
duh, 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 from my
Ba,
dad.
ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba.
Most annoying game ever.
Yeah,
The Sims.
I played like the original version that came out, and I always remembered like when you turn the TV on, there would always be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger character, and he would go "Das Stimela."
My little brother used to wall people in and watch them starve to death.
Here's what's funny.
I know, you told me that before. Your
And we
brother
can-
was such a weirdo.
Oh, he's a weird guy.
And this was shit, man. This was forever ago. I made myself, and I got a roommate. I tried to get romantic with a girl, and it didn't happen. The one, and then
In the game.
me and my roommate hooked up. Me and my roommate fell in love.
In the game.
My sim character went gay on his own. I was like,
Seriously?
yeah,
They allowed that back then?
yeah.
Allowed it.
No, I mean Sims. I mean that's pretty progressive for a video game in the mid
Yeah,
90s.
but isn't it like some sort of
but-
Swedish game or something? Something
Yeah, I guess it was in the '90s still. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, it was like I was playing it, and they were living together, and then when they go to sleep, they show what they're dreaming, and that's how you can tell if it's a guy and a girl, they'll start dreaming about each other, and then that's when you then try to enhance. And once I saw that, I was like, then you give gifts. That's like steps towards like romance.
And
Yeah.
so they gave gifts without even controlling.
And then they fell in love. Like they had hearts and everything.
Did they get,
fell?
like-
It was two dudes.
Did you watch them have sex?
No, but there was a like a code you could put in, like I found online.
Gay sex
So
code?
that they would be totally nude.
Yeah, gay sex.
Because
code.
when they get in and out of the shower, they blur it out.
Right.
Totally.
And so you get rid of
is
the
there,
blurring with the code?
is there a code to get rid of that too?
Big giant dongs.
This dick's way too small. I need a big dick
big
code.
dick code. Yeah, I did try to do. I just got too flustered with the game. First part was I was 15 when I tried. I really just wanted that thing to have sex, and
Yeah.
I couldn't pick up any chicks in the game,
Yeah.
or in real life. Two, I didn't. There was
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was always trash. There was always trash on the.
I thought we were waiting on something
No.
to fix.
There was always trash in the ground. Always trash in the ground because the fucker didn't know how to put his trash in the trash or take it out without me telling him, right? So that fucked me up. Bad breath, brushing his teeth. Like, there was too much I had to do. It was a 24-hour game to me. I just wanted to get in and get out, you know?
Right.
Just plant some thoughts in his head, get laid, put the trash away, brush my teeth, go to bed.
That's how you're gonna raise a kid.
Yeah, so they always...
Plant some thoughts in his head, get him to fuck something, and then leave.
They leave.
Yeah.
You got this figured out. You're 2 years old.
When are you gonna start liking women and whiskey?
But yeah.
The Sims.
So, continue with your life. Shire.
Oh, the
not
Shire
Shire
horses
horses,
are
but you
crazy.
had 36
But you
head
had-
of horses. Took them to the
I
tracks.
had a lot of horses. I'm gonna take off my
Josh
socks.
is getting more naked.
Yeah.
Josh and James have
This is gonna be a strip poker.
I mean, it's hot in here,
podcast.
fellas.
have been derobing since they came in.
I feel like
and
that's
the hot coffee and
feel like
whiskey does
that's-
not help. I don't think,
room temperature whiskey is a real thirst quencher.
especially in this humid basement in the middle of summer on a warm Chicago
On a warm-
August evening.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the crawdads,
With
crawfish,
sweet
crayfish.
tea.
Uh,
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about crawfish.
We Josh is the only Cajun drummer in the city of Chicago. I'm assuming.
This may be true.
I'm
This may be
assuming.
true. I'm not the only Cajun in the city because
No.
I do come across a lot of people from Louisiana.
Other people named
Other
Fontenot?
Cajuns. I've not. Well, I mean, I never met him, but there was a Fontenot that played on the Cubs, which was great because then half the people in the city knew how to pronounce my name,
Yeah.
which was great.
Get
Yeah, it's
that
kinda
right
cool.
out of the way.
He's the only one who Tony correctly says it phonetically, but we don't. You say it in 3 syllables. You say we say Fontenot.
Fontenot.
You said it, which you did it right. We just say Fontenot like it's 2 syllables, but
Fontenot.
it's not wrong to say Fontenot.
Yeah.
Now, do you know a
This is the
crazy
worst.
language?
No, I don't. I mean, like my grandparents taught me, like because there's French and there's Cajun French, and they're the same, but slightly different. It's poor people, so it's a lot of slang, and I'm kind of glossing over that. But like I just learned like curse words.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, those are the only words anyone wants.
This is what
to
my
know.
grandparents taught me, which was curse words, and of course, like every grandparent or people from our generation, a lot of racism, lots and lots of delicious, beautiful, glorious old racism.
Great grandparents are the. It is the racism that makes the world go round.
Basically,
Great grandparents.
This day and age.
Oh my
this world.
God.
Yeah.
It was like Bill Burr said about like this. His great grandmother grew up in a place where like she had to worry about Indians coming into her yard, or whatever. And in her mind, it's like I'm just settling down here, and
Oh, and when we would call my father's mother, who was the last living grandparent that I had, and she was the meanest. But when we would call her out on it, because she played bingo all the time, and anytime a black person would win, she would just go, "They win. They always win."
Oh my God.
I mean,
Grandma.
Yeah, and we'd go,
that's
and we
pretty
would,
tame.
and we would say,
That's very
Grandma,
tame.
that's so racist. And she would always say, and I'm not making this up, she'd be like, "No, I'm friends with a lot of N-words."
Oh my God.
Oh
Straight
my
up.
God.
No
Oh
lie.
my
She would
God.
say that. As if, like, well, I mean,
I'm friends with. Do you call them the N-word?
yeah.
Then I doubt. I doubt they're your friends.
I
then.
doubt they can. I doubt they consider you a
I
friend.
mean, you're not going to change her mind.
We were talking about, me and Zach were previously, were our onlys. We were talking about like
I thought that was
about the Zach and Tony show, 1, 2, 3, Man Called Noon, Liz Chittister and the Lovelies. I was talking with Dane Austin, my brother's husband,
Oh, yeah.
and he was saying we were just going back and forth about how we handle social media and how we handle the business. And
He's great at it.
he is great at it.
He is great at it.
He is.
Yeah.
He's got Dane Austin Design, which is interior design in Boston, and they're doing really well.
He's very proactive.
Yes.
I see him all over the place.
Yes,
Me too.
And he's doing,
Which says
and
something.
he's always going to events, and he's always like black tie events. He's getting his face out there, right? And so he was like, "You should figure out your only, and figure out a couple of them," and which made me start thinking about me and you, Josh, and our only for Man Called Noon, so I like your.
What does that mean? Wait, I'm not following. What does
because
that mean?
his thing is
Man Called Noon, the only band with a Cajun drummer
right? You know,
in Chicago,
right?
Yeah.
And Dane's is Dane Austin Design, the only blah 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 design interior design in the city of Boston. And I was like, that's great. And he's like, yeah, it is great, and it's a calling card, and you can keep throwing those out at people.
That's
so,
true.
and I've been trying to think of one.
I'm your Shire horse.
Yes. yes. I've been trying.
No one has a Shire horse in their band.
But Man Called
Man
Noon.
Called Noon.
Man Called Noon, the only band with a Shire horse. You got a bunch of really
He
disappointed
counts.
people.
He can count to 4, which is all we need to start a song.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of disappointed people showing up expecting to see a
He
horse
just-
play the
He
drums.
just
Come check out our Shire horse.
we bring out this enormous beast of a Shire horse out on stage, and he just clumps like 4 times and then eats a carrot.
But you were the one who I assume you would never eat a carrot.
Well, I like carrots.
Really?
Carrots
Is
are
that
good.
the one vegetable you like?
What is this? Yeah, what is this? Why are you being so incredulous?
What's
about
your
me?
favorite vegetable?
I mean, I can do broccoli
I love broccoli.
Kind of.
Broccoli,
as long
and
as it's covered in butter. I mean,
broccoli and cauliflower those are the vegetables that
cauliflower,
can soak up a flavor. You know what I mean?
I'm not
They're
a
like,
huge fan of cauliflower.
what? That's better broccoli.
No, it's not.
Because it's white.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. So
it lives in a gated community.
It's privileged. It's
privileged broccoli. I don't think it's better. I think it's
Broccoli will take your table at a bar.
I think it's
even
harder.
if you have coasters over your drinks.
I'm not coming back from that.
Not broccoli, cauliflower. Sorry,
Yeah,
the white
yeah,
one, the
cauliflower.
white broccoli.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely, yes. Broccoli will leave that shit alone.
That's some cauliflower privilege.
Yeah. That's a hashtag for the episode. I
Hashtag
think.
cauliflower
Or that's,
privilege.
That's up in the running at least.
So yeah, the Cajun thing immediately I thought of for you is like the only band with a Cajun drummer.
Yeah.
For the Zach and Tony show, it was the only podcast in Chicago where a comedian and a musician talk about the issues that don't really matter. Or
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
I think that was it.
It was actually, and I was like, that's pretty good because it gets it clear.
I mean,
we're
yeah.
going to talk about comedic issues, and we're going to
Yeah.
talk about musical issues or artistic
Yeah,
issues, right?
basically.
Yeah. So I kind of like that.
What-
I've got issues. Yeah.
I was thinking about it earlier. It's kind of like it's a podcast for people who are interested in basically show business, I guess, in general.
Yeah.
Who need a place to start.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Our podcast.
that's exactly what we're doing. Is just kind of we're still, even though we've been working at it for so long. And Josh,
Not
I
really.
just found out how old you are, and I'm sure you talked about your improv past.
We're only 17 episodes in.
Oh, of this.
Yeah.
But I mean, you and I and Josh, we've been working at either acting or comedy or music
Yeah.
for years, for many years.
I have
Yeah.
poorly performed in a lot of comedy.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of and a lot of bands too.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of bands.
I don't think I've ever seen you perform
Short
poorly,
films.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I gotta. I had. They're on YouTube. I'll show you.
I'm so glad I'm done with that
see,
shit.
we gotta go back. Okay, so we'll jump ahead. We won't talk a lot about your parents or anything like that, but about your start in music. When did you start playing the drums?
Well, I played piano for a couple of years. Oh, James is back.
Thank God.
Yeah. Let's just give James a hand. He's our new technician. James, would you like to use my phone
Oh, sure.
To fact check?
to fact check? It is
Okay.
off.
Or look up horses.
Hey, you guys questioned the Shire horses, and he had my back on the phone.
Button on the side.
Um,
Yes, but continue
Okay,
with
so-
how did you discover?
I played piano for. I guess I started in the 3rd grade. Played piano for a few years, and then maybe 5th or 6th grade. I was 11. I don't know what grade that would be. It doesn't matter. And one kid a grade above me was already doing like jazz drumming, like one of those
oh yeah.
crazy prodigies.
Holds it with it holds the left-handed stick backwards type of thing.
Classic
Yeah, he
style.
played match or traditional.
Traditional. There you go.
You think I would know that, and I don't. I had to think about that. And
I said the wrong thing. So.
At like the school talent show, he played just to like a track, and I went, "That's it. I want to be a drummer."
Nice.
And so yeah, I got a drum set like very soon after that.
How what'd your parents think of that?
You know what? I mean, now that I'm older, you have to hand it to them
For even doing it.
that I can't believe. And when people ask me about their kids and stuff, I just go, like, being a drummer, it's like, you're inviting that's the loudest thing.
Yeah.
There's
no silencing it.
Well, and there's no escaping a kick drum.
Right.
That will go through houses.
Right.
Yeah.
You can, above anything else on a drum set, the
Yeah.
cymbals and toms and snares are loud, but a bass drum will go through brick, several houses,
Mortar, brick and mortar.
So yeah,
But they were cool about it.
they were always good about it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe my dad never liked us making noise. He would always yell at us when he was trying to watch movies and stuff. I played drums all the time. He never gave me shit about it. No.
That's all. I mean, like that is
good.
essentially my parents as well.
Yeah.
Like, my dad always criticized me for being loud. Like, I'm a loud mouth and I can get loud vocally. But he didn't give a shit. He was like, at the very least, he didn't fucking shit on me for trying to play the drums.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents only shat at me one time when I was trying to learn guitar. It was like 3 a.m, and I was like, I didn't even know how to sing on key yet. Mm-hmm. I was downstairs in the basement, and I was trying to sing a Dashboard Confessionals.
Gay.
Yeah, and it was loud, obnoxious, and whiny.
Probably just because
my dad was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't know."
Had you been singing
I'm like
Springsteen,
so embarrassed.
He would have been
so
like,
embarrassed.
keep it up.
Yeah.
So embarrassed. But then after that, the next morning, they were like, "We're sorry that we told you to shut up. We think you should continue playing music so you can be poor the rest of your
You
life."
might have the most supportive parents I've ever met.
Yeah.
Your parents are some of the most supportive people I've ever met.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're in their basement right now doing a podcast with fishing equipment and workout gear.
If your dad could, he'd yell at us to shut up from wherever it is
Wherever
at
he
right
is.
now.
Yeah.
In DC or
He's on a boat at sea.
business. He's what?
He's on a boat at sea.
He is?
No.
He could be, man.
No. Yeah, it could be, yeah.
But all of his fishing rods are here, so I highly doubt that.
Yeah. We could easily turn this into fly fishing. I have no knowledge of fly fishing though.
Oh, neither do I. I have no idea how to fly fish. It looks complicated,
Isn't
though.
it complicated? Yeah.
It looks it. You gotta
I hear
fucking
it's difficult.
dangle it off the water, make it just tap on the water a little
I
bit.
thought all you had to do was like be friends with Brad Pitt and Craig Sheffer.
What is that?
I'm sorry, I just made a movie reference.
River Wild?
A river runs through it.
Right through it. River Wild was the Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
where Kevin Bacon fishes.
Sorry.
Where he becomes a psycho.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I mistook one river movie for another river movie.
He did whitewater dancing. I mean rafting.
That was horrible.
That is just a bad joke. It is just a bad joke. You weren't lying, Josh.
But it got me.
It did. It got me
good.
too.
Yeah. A bit of a curveball.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, so you picked up drumming around 6th grade after a talent show.
Yeah, something like that. And then I've been playing. And then I played into my 20s, and the band I was in, they kind of stopped, and I went.
What kind of music was it?
Well, I guess what was going on at the time when we started, we were all into a lot of punk and pop punk, like early Green Day. And then at the same time, there was something that I'm not sure you guys were aware of here, but it was called Texas Funk, which was kind of the beginning. I mean, I don't know what came first, but it was kind
Funk
of like
Texas.
It was maybe right as the first Faith No More was coming out, but it was like mixing funk music because Chili Peppers had been out, but mixing funk with like metal.
Yeah.
And there were bands like Bouffant Jellyfish and Retarded Elf and bands like that who were really big at that. Billy Goat was another one. They were out of Austin.
Was it Retarded Elf, you just said?
Yeah. It was and,
hell of a name.
And so we were doing like kind of funk. Doing a lot of Chili Peppers, doing a lot of stuff like that. And then my guitar player, I never got into this, but my guitar player got heavily into. He shifted because his skill level, he just like made a huge leap, and then he got really into Allman Brothers and Widespread Panic and The Dead and Fish.
Yeah.
And then we did that. We kind of shifted to being more jam band after that, at that point, which was fun for playing shows. I mean, we did like a 3-hour show at 12 songs one time, which was kind of fun.
Yeah. For who?
Surprisingly, a lot of, because
people were like,
yeah, people just like songs that don't stop for some reason.
Because they keep dancing.
I'm not a fan of that. I go, maybe it's because I don't like to dance.
I'm not a fan of it either. And whenever I meet somebody I really like who's just a really big jam band fan, I feel really bad telling them that I just don't like your artistic tastes. Like it's
hard to tell anyone what they like.
I saw Fish, and they were amazing, but but it was like, okay, and then that was it. But everybody there still annoyed me. Once everyone started whipping off their shoes to dance, I was like, and we were in a coliseum.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were out in the grass.
Right.
I mean, there were just Birkenstocks everywhere that people just ditched their Birks so they could go and chicken dance. And there was a lot of BO smell.
They just ditched their Birks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
a lot of BO smell.
And lots of like cargo shorts.
There was a lot of quote unquote people thinking they were being hassled by security. Everyone's being hassled by security. I mean, I was on like 3 hits of liquid acid, so it was fine.
Oh yeah, now see, that's
probably why they were the most amazing band you ever seen.
Yeah, but I've seen. I mean,
bands don't stop playing for 2 hours.
But he still hated the people.
Still was annoyed thoroughly.
That's one of the main things that I love doing about going to concerts. That it's like not really my idea to go. I'm just kind of going along.
Yeah,
I love people watching and just being like, these motherfuckers.
That's what the best thing is. That's what I love about the Renaissance fairs. People watch. That is people watching at the best.
Oh yeah,
while you're eating a lamb.
Yeah,
like
watching a bunch
like
of people who
turkey
just won't break character is pretty great.
Yeah,
actually, James and Marie are gonna go to a.
They already went once.
Well, the one when I lived in Houston, the one outside of Houston is the biggest in the country. The actual.
I feel like that's what every town says.
Yeah. Also,
I will tell you,
it's gotta get real sweaty and weird.
The Texas Renaissance Festival is the biggest as far as like
landmass.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Just
Renaissance
like
fair?
It's a permanent structure. It's not like it's not like just a spot in a field that people set up with tents and do sword fighting.
A Renaissance fair where
the Maryland one was like
Texas accents Renaissance there.
Well, and two guys.
Renaissance fair just sounds hilarious.
Come on down.
Two people from our improv troupe were like permanent actors who did it every year
in Renaissance fair.
Yeah. Because and we'd go out and then they would just be like, "Oh, come watch a sword fight," blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, you can get fucked. Because this is so dumb, but it's great because
like
the food is great, and then there's cleavage everywhere, and you go take pictures of girls with cleavage.
Yeah.
Secretly.
But I will say this: nothing would get you like. I will say you get the frissons.
Nothing gets you hard like.
Nothing gets you hard like watching
cleavage.
Fireworks at the end of the night to a full bagpipe line. I'm gonna tell you, listening to bagpipes with fireworks going off, and
get you boners.
Everyone, it's nerd boners everywhere.
Cool. Anybody ever been to the West Coast?
Yeah.
Just Seattle.
I've been to San Diego.
I don't know if that's even the West Coast.
Right, San Diego.
And Los Angeles.
I've been to San Diego.
I've never been to San Diego.
Is that the coast though?
That's a different.
That's what I think.
That's a different
time zone.
Country altogether.
It's a little. Yeah. I mean, if by coast you mean close to Tijuana.
Oh, wow.
That's. I mean, it's all on the Pacific, Ocean.
That's what I mean. I've been to the East Coast. I've been to the water on the East Coast, but like I've never been to the West Coast.
I've been up and down the East Coast.
Period.
Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
I've been in New York.
It's all like Savannah, Georgia. I want everyone to.
I've been in North and South
outdoors.
North and South Carolina, Savannah,
Florida.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is because Louisiana is shockingly close to Florida, and I've just went for the first time just this year.
Which part?
Jacksonville.
Oh, so you went the east?
Yeah,
northeast most part. That's like the worst town.
Yeah, it really was.
Their claim to fame is the biggest city in the country, landmass wise.
What?
That's what they told me.
Just.
But I mean, I've been to New York, Jersey, Long Island. Spent a lot of time in Long Island. It's great. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. I like generally everywhere as long as people don't fuck with me. But I
Do you often get fucked with?
Yeah, where do you... Well, yes, he does.
I do.
I feel like you get fucked with here more than any place else.
Well, I get fucked with because I describe it to Zach as like I got asshole energy. Like people, I just attract people that want to just... Crazy people that want to just come up to me and immediately talk to me. Like a homeless person that walks past us, they generally... If it was the four of us in a room and there was a homeless person just walking down this hallway, they'd single me out for some reason.
It's because you stand out just a little bit.
I don't know.
Like,
super annoying.
Me and him have every guy look. Mm-hmm. I can easily blend into a crowd. He can easily blend into a crowd. This big one, too. But you kind of stand out, Tony.
So is it my big dick?
Yes. It is the huge, your huge jump.
Let's pretend that's a real thing. And make that a rumor that we start.
So, I mean, you know, your big dick, it's not that they can see it pressed up against your tight jeans. It's that it sends this sort of signal.
Yeah, you can just make out. You can just make out that helmet.
But yeah, right. But I'm not a fan of the South. Never been a fan of the South.
Have you been to the South?
I lived in the South. Lived in Georgia.
That's
Worst place.
See that's not the South
I've ever lived.
I love anyone.
I grew up 30 minutes from the Gulf Coast.
I've ever lived.
We look at everybody above I-10 as Yankees.
Any person from any southern state, if you say you're from a different southern state, you're not from the South.
I ain't from the South. Oh yeah, Georgia people and Alabama people.
I'm well aware that I'm well aware of this Mason-Dixon thing.
That was a thing.
I get that, but that's not the South. Like Virginia is not the South. Geographically, look where it is on the map.
You just look.
To me, it's almost like the middle of the country.
Well, it depends on what South it is. It's the Mid-Atlantic. It depends on what concept of the South.
We're talking about the Confederacy.
I'm talking about deep South, dirty coast.
The
listeners cannot see that I'm raising the roof.
He's raising the roof.
One of the things I hated about your people,
the two listeners, you son of a bitch,
was
South of Raz again.
The just horrible racism and the fist fights that were started with me and with other people from both sides of the fence over
we don't like Yankees. I mean,
color of your skin. And, oh, yeah, Yankee. First thing, I got that in class the first day. Are you a Yankee? And they talked about the war, and I said, what war? I thought they were talking about, like, the Vietnam War or the Gulf War, but they were talking about...
The Civil War?
The Civil War.
You won't hear that shit in Louisiana, I'll be honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of rebel flags and stuff because people are assholes all over the place, but... I mean, I grew up, no one ever talked about the Civil War.
That's fucking great.
I mean, there was a lot of racism. I'm not going to deny that. There's tons of racism in the South.
Yeah, but there's tons of racism in Boston, too.
There's shit ton here. Holy shit.
I mean, like...
Well, Chicago, it's just more subversive, where everyone, it's all these people who think they're not racist.
It's way more secretive.
And this might be the most segregated town I've ever lived in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is so
See, that's the thing. There's racism all over the South,
yes.
but there's no segregation where I come from.
Boy, well, there's no segregation...
Not like it is here. Not like it is
segregated. Here. This Chicago is just unbelievably and strange. And you know what? I felt horrible about it. I didn't realize it until like the first 6 months I lived here. I was like, something's different. So it's like something's different. I was living in the north side, and I think I was like, my ex-wife brought it up to me and was like, "Yeah, you idiot! Like, it's just all white people everywhere we go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brown line is far different than the red and the blue line.
Oh my lord!
If you're talking trains, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Talking about the issues.
But the issues that don't matter.
A comedian and a musician talking about heavy issues right now. Heavy issues.
Get on racism and we can't get off of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm willing to give the South another chance. I'll go back.
I was gonna say. How old were you when you lived there?
Middle school.
Yeah. So
worst experience.
I was just in Nashville, Tennessee, not the South, right? But it's still like
that's pretty sad.
Yeah,
southern.
Hey man, if they're all like Dale Watson, I'll fucking love them.
Exactly. I mean, it was just.
From Austin, Texas, very south.
It was music. Yeah. Austin, Texas, and Nashville. I feel like I've never been to Austin, but all I've heard about I went with Liz, and Liz had been to Austin. She was like, "This is a lot like Austin, same size." Same kind of musical.
Oh, Nashville? Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's let's see, and just to
I can't wait to go.
My mother and brother live there. So my immediate family moved to Austin 10-ish years ago. So, I mean, I
bet it blew up. It's blown up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I forgot what the percentage of how many hundreds of people move to Austin on a daily basis. Like, there's like a couple hundred people move, because it's... Well, it's also like
when we graduated, Zach.
Even
that's when
10
it was
even 10 years ago, they made the announcement that it was like the second, like a smaller version of Silicon Valley because of all the tech there's so much tech.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of like app development type stuff there. And things like that. That's what Al said. Yeah. And then of course the music scene. It makes it it makes it shiny.
But you know what the problem with these, like, you know, Nashville has this too. These cities, like, everyone moves there. All these bands move there for the music scene, but then it's oversaturated. I mean, even Chicago has that problem too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there'll be bands that you see and they have like thousands of followers, and I've lived here for 10 years and I've never heard of them. Not that I know every band, but then you're just like, how have I not seen the flyer or ever even heard about this band? Like, how are they so popular?
I just went through...
And I'm not on the pulse of any fucking music scene.
Neither
but
am I.
still, most of the popular bands you kind of heard of.
Right. And I just went through Riot Fest's lineup today. And I went on Spotify, looked them up, and I put in each band's most popular song into a playlist so I could kind of see what they have going on. And Riot Fest is my bread and butter. You know?
I was going to say that's definitely should be at least.
I don't like festivals, so I doubt I'll go. But of the festivals that happen in this city, that would be the one that I would go to if I was given like a free ticket.
Yeah,
I did one year. I did that one. Our friend, a mutual friend, My Gold Mask, they played one like a small stage one year.
2 years ago.
Tell that story. This is one of the funniest stories I ever heard. If you don't mind.
Well, it's kind of long. I mean, do we have time? I mean,
I don't think it's that long. I mean, it's about 5 minutes long, right?
Yeah,
all right, so
that should be good.
I mean, all right, so
this is a story about him at Riot Fest. And then we'll get into other stuff.
You know, my good friends Jack and Mandy of My Gold Mask, they got to play Riot Fest, and they had an extra VIP ticket, and so I was like, hell yeah, I would absolutely love to do this. And it was like the day before, because I've not done a single festival in all the 10 years I've lived here, not Lollapalooza, no nothing, because I don't like crowds and I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to not see.
There's a lot wrong. Have you ever been to festivals?
Well, yeah, growing up, I mean, I went to Lollapalooza 2 and 3 when it was still a traveling show with like Primus headlining and Chili Peppers headlining 2.
Yeah, so I probably
Tool and Fishbone and Front 242 and all these. And Pearl Jam was on that Soundgarden on Bad Motorfinger tour.
But I probably have the same mindset as you about festivals.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I've done them, and I mean, it's just a shit show.
I'll go if somebody gives me a ticket, just like you guys said.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't hate kids. Yeah. I don't hate kids, but I definitely dislike teenagers, and that's pretty much all.
You don't like a sea of cut-off shorts, cut-off jean shorts. And
I'm not going to buy a $300 ticket to see them.
No,
but I'll go downtown and watch all the.
Let me tell you something. I've just been to Lollapalooza 2 years ago. I went 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
nothing gets more annoying than seeing 18-year-old guys in neon sunglasses and 18-year-old women in cut-off jean shorts. James, man, yeah, nothing. When you see that many people doing one particular thing. You can't help but just start hating on all of them, which is exactly what me and my sister did. It was very fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we just got hammered.
People watching, that's always good. Yeah. I mean, when in doubt, make fun of people. So
yeah,
to people with people that you love.
Yeah.
Continue though.
Anyway, you're in Riot Fest with a VIP.
So I go to Riot Fest, and I mean, this is an adult podcast. We could talk about drugs and alcohol.
This is a comedy musician podcast. I don't think there's any better platform for you to talk about anything.
All right. So I go, and so I was like, shit, yeah, because The Cure was playing on Sunday. Never seen them live, so that was kind of like not a bucket list type of thing. I was like, I wanted to see The Cure. And VIP is great because we have like our own section, which like away from everybody with our own set of porta potties, and there's only like maybe 100 people in this VIP section. So I watched my friends play. And I had gotten a weed cookie, and I brought my dugout because I was like, I want to watch The Cure. I want to be really good and high for that because it's going to be great. So
I was there for that actually. The crazy lights.
Yeah. So I ate my weed cookie, and like a lot of times when you have an edible, it takes a really long time to kick in, and you go through after an hour. You go through like is it going to kick in or whatever.
Yeah.
So I eat it and forget that I ate the cookie, and the VIP section had free it was like free. There was a free beer tent, wine tent, and a liquor tent. So I had like a couple of drinks, but that was fine. I did not get anything. So Cure starts. Go see the Cure. We're right behind the sound booth, like right in the middle of the crowd, directly behind the sound booth. And like just one layer of people away from that, watching it. And it's like the Cure's playing hit after hit. Every song I wanted to hear. It's like, oh shit, In Between Days. And so I was like, I pulled out my dugout and I took like a hit. And then, oh shit, there's another one. Took another hit. And I'm just taking like these small hits for every song because I'd get excited. Right. Totally forgot about this cookie I ate. And if anyone who's ever eaten too much knows how quickly that can go south. And so when it hit fast. And I went, oh fuck, I forgot about that I ate that cookie. And I got the spins. Forgot about my cuckoo. I got the spins. And it all came on really fast. And I started just kind of talk myself out of it. Not like go into full blown anxiety. Yeah. And like going, okay, it's gonna be fine. You're not gonna throw up. You're not gonna throw up. And I was with my friend, my other friend who got the other free ticket from our friend's My Gold Mask, and I had already thought about what I was gonna say to her because if I'm leaving quick. Yeah. And I was gonna turn to her and say, look, I don't feel good. You can stay, but I have to go, and I got to go now. So I was already planning that, but still trying to talk it down. And then I thought, well, let me see what leaving is going to be like. And when I turned around to look to see like how bad it was going to be, I couldn't see where the crowd stopped. And then that was it. I just started like spiraling out. I was feeling real faint, and my legs got super rubbery, and I grabbed my friend, Anne. I turned to her, and as I'm, like, trying to say, I'm going to go, I think she could see that I was, like I think I was green. And she just went, okay, we're going to go. And I remember trying to turn around, and everything got real slow, and then hands grabbed me and pulled me backwards toward the thing. And I don't know how that happened, because obviously I didn't see it. So
probably because you were passing out, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, but I don't know if like somebody from the crowd alert because just to clarify, like the sound booth also has like that's where there's like there's some medical people and like there's a restroom and stuff like that. So in case there's an emergency, they can bring people. So I don't know if they saw me or if someone from the crowd alerted, but all I know is hands grabbed me and pulled me back because I remember thinking, how the hell did they know I'm about to throw up? And they pulled me back and they would give me water, and once I got away from the crowd and I was kind of open, and it's got like and they came and talked to me. They did all the liability stuff of like they asked me what was wrong. I didn't tell them about the weed. I just said, look, I drank a lot and I was having some anxiety, but like from the crowd, and it started to ramp up, and I was like, I thought I was going to throw up, and now I feel better. And they're like, well, we'll give you a few more minutes, and then they came back and said, after about 5 minutes, they were like, okay, well, can you get up and go? Can you get up and leave? And I stood up, and my legs were still super rubbery. And they were like, all right, and they left me for a few more minutes. Came back a few minutes later, and they were like, okay, well, here's the deal. You can't stay here. So if you can either leave on your own, or if you want to, we're going to bring you to the medical tent. And I was like, and at this point, there was kind of a novelty of what was going on. I felt like, like this is kind of a fun adventure. And I knew that the Cure was doing like a 2-hour set because I watched the YouTube of them playing Lollapalooza. They played 2 solid hours. Yeah. So I was like, and it was like 75 minutes in. So I was like, well, they're only going to play another 30 minutes. I'm not going to miss anything. And I just looked at my friend Dan and I was just like, and I looked at them and I went, take me to the medical tent. Like, let's see, in my mind, I'm like, let's see what's going to happen now. Yeah. And then they just like broke out like fire brigade style, just like, they like, this group comes up with like a foldable
Hannibal Lecter style.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a.
So you're on like a dolly.
Yeah.
It's like a dolly, but it's a stretcher. It's a flat stretcher, but it also folds in 3 places to form a chair. So they fold that into a chair and they strap you into it. And one person holds it. One person holds it with their hands behind it, and another person picks you up by the feet, and they carry you. Now. The medical tent is now, which I found out, is located behind the stage, And the crowd is split into two, so there's a
Through the
direct
crowd.
open lane through the
Yeah.
crowd for sound people and crew to get back and forth from the stage.
Right.
So I get to get carried backwards from behind the sound booth all the way to the front of the stage and around the side. So
God.
while I'm being carried backwards like a giant fucking baby, I get to see everyone's
So
face.
high. So high.
I'm super high, but at this point,
everyone's
I feel
face.
totally fine.
Right.
But I also knew I didn't want to walk through that crowd. I honestly thought if I walked
Nobody
through the
wants to walk
crowd,
through
that
that
it's going to
crowd.
kick in again.
Especially at the end of the fucking day.
I'm being carried
At
like
a giant festival.
like a-
I hate.
I'm
that's
being
that's
carried
the
like a
worst part.
king.
Yeah. The
The visual of Josh
to the stage.
The visual of Joshua being carried like Hannibal Lecter-ish, strapped into a chair.
Oh my god.
I was actually
That is
covering my
hilarious.
face. Like I had one hand over my face and I had a huge grin because I couldn't stop giggling at how
Right.
I looked like the biggest stupid asshole.
Right.
When he
Because
was
I could see people's faces, and every face I saw was, well, look at this asshole.
Look at this asshole.
Right,
Of
yeah.
course.
Look at this. What did this fucker do?
Yeah, what did this fucker
Yeah,
do?
Of course.
Because it's not like I wasn't plainly hurt or anything.
Right, yeah.
I was just,
Yeah, there was nothing
I was just a
obvious.
normal guy
Yeah.
laughing,
Right.
strapped to a fucking chair. And then they brought me to a medical tent,
I know.
and then
I know.
I signed some forms, and then they let me go. They called me a cab. And golf carted me to the main street where a cab picked me up and
My
brought me
God.
home. I got no traffic. I was home by 11.
In
Done.
bed.
So
In bed.
a pro tip from Josh.
You will be
Fontenot.
treated like a king.
Yes.
Pretend to pass out,
Yes.
or actually get to that point as you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
but-
story, especially since I've been drunk all day. And
Well,
that story is
And I did learn
Pretty good.
In Lollapalooza 2, we discovered that all these, especially festival shows, there's always a medical tent with like Gatorade and stuff like that they're just going to give you for free. And we found that at Lollapalooza 3. We found the medical tent. We just came up and we're like, we don't feel good, which we didn't. I mean, we were definitely dehydrated
yeah.
after being in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Makes sense.
I slept through Soundgarden in the middle of the sun with my T-shirt as a pillow. Because I had
Nobody
already
feels good
well,
at
I
the
already
end of
saw
that.
them. I love Soundgarden, but I just
seen
saw
them.
them open up for Guns N' Roses,
Yeah.
like just that year because they were touring on Bad Motorfinger.
Just like a 18-year-old frat boy. You hear that?
You hear the crack?
You hear the crack of that beer?
Stiegel.
Yeah,
Stiegel Goldbrow. People that don't want us to represent them.
yeah. Look out, everybody! Date rape's about to happen.
You looking pretty good.
Yeah, James.
No shoes.
James's quiet demeanor is very sexy.
I mean, honestly, he could do this. I was thinking Matt Cerritos, but he's a busy guy.
What
All
for-
James got is a wife, 2 bands, solo career.
Human jukebox. Oh, he found the chair stretcher.
He pulled up the chair.
He pulled
stretcher.
up the chair stretcher picture. It looks quite amusing.
Yeah, maybe
from
that
here.
is it. That does look like it.
Yeah,
I don't know-
way too high.
I don't know if mine had wheels, but maybe it did. I mean, I don't remember at this point.
They wouldn't wheel you through the grass.
But that's the second time I've been on one of those. I cut my foot open
2 times.
one time, and I was.
where was this?
This was at my home.
I was gonna say. Also, there's a time when we had to go to the hospital after getting a splinter at this house.
Yeah, and I went to the same hospital, to the same ER. I think I was in the same room even. This is years apart. I had
the
13
foot
stitches.
room.
Yeah, 13 stitches on my left toe. I cut my toe wide open. Trying to take a picture of my drum set, and I was. And here's the best part is I already had pictures of this, but as you know, if you've ever tried to do this, you can't get the whole kit in. So you have to get your hands up really high with your camera phone to
Yeah.
get the whole kit in. So I'm standing on my stool,
Yeah.
which is a tripod, and my weight shifted. And I was also like 100 pounds heavier at this time. I was huge. And so my weight shifted, and I just went straight down. And I don't know what it hit, but my foot hurt in a way that I thought, I think I just fucked my foot up. And I just looked. And when I turned my foot up, I could see that it was cut open. I just saw the open meat. And I just immediately ran. We had a 2-story house. I was upstairs with carpet, and I just fled, fuck it. And I ran downstairs to not bleed all over the place. I just sat on the floor and I wrapped my foot up and just sat there. It was like a Friday at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And my ex-wife at the time was out of town.
He's got a million of these stories.
So I'm like,
He's got a
well,
million
what do
of
I?
stories
And I'm
where
like,
he
what do
hurts
I
himself
do? I
or
need
needs
to
medical attention.
I'm like, what do I do? because I know this is going to be stitches. I mean, I've seen enough cuts to know this is not like something I could just ignore.
Just wrap
but
up.
I also can't drive, and I didn't know who I could call. So I said, well, fuck it. So I called 911 and was like, it's not an emergency, but I mean, I cut my foot open and I can't walk to the hospital.
Oh my God.
And so they came, and since it was raining and our front door, there was it was wooden steps, so they were really slippery.
Oh my God.
So they were like, I'm like, and they wrapped it up. And once it was wrapped up, I was like, oh, well, I could probably just drive myself there. And they're like, you know what? Now that we're here, we're just going to bring you.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me walk down the stairs, so they strapped me to that silly chair.
Yeah.
And my neighbors, because this is an ambulance with sirens going off, so
Right,
they're thinking, so the neighbors are outside and got to watch me carried out like a giant king down the stairs. Big fat baby.
So, 100 pounds heavier.
I was I weighed 330 pounds.
Yeah.
A big baby.
Oh.
So, the time he was here, it was
Easter.
It was Thanksgiving. Easter?
It was Easter.
So, Josh...
I was here then as well. I think I'd probably left by that point.
left at that time. Everybody gets hammered on holidays.
Yeah,
here.
Jacob was
So,
it was just me, you, and Jacob.
Right.
And your mom.
Exactly. The J. Michael holidays were kind of a big deal. People come over, and we just kind of drink and eat and have a good time. It was down to me, Jacob Brown, past guest in the Zach and Tony show, and one man, two beers, three questions, and Josh Fontenot. It was down to us three, and we were getting really drunk off of whiskey.
Hard. Yeah.
And he just wanted to slide across the floor in his socks.
All right, well let's back up a little bit.
No, wait.
I was in my socks and I had just gone to the bathroom, and it was like I just had a small nap, so I was really lazy, and I was like scooting in my feet instead of picking them up.
Yes.
Because it's a very nice slippery floor. It's really kind of, and it felt good.
Mm-hmm. So also, I'm gonna preface this with me and Jacob, probably the two worst people for him to be left with. Because we're drunk and we're me and Jacob, and it's like, stop it, you pussy. He ends up going to the hospital, and
Jacob...
he does take a splinter out that is like 3 inches long.
It's exactly 2 inches.
Yeah, it's big.
I still have
big.
it because I'm gonna give it back to Tony's mom at some point.
Yeah, it is big. And it was like that. Is a big splinter.
And here's the problem: is something because it went up at an angle. It wasn't like it was just in the top layer of skin where you could kind of like even cut it open. They made a small incision to kind of ease it out, but still, with all the Novocaine shots, which I've had that done, and when they did stitches, I didn't feel a damn thing. I still felt it being pulled out, and I still screamed into a pillow as they pulled it out, being fully Novocained up. It still hurt because the meat is sucking it in. It's holding it.
Jacob used to be an EMT, and Jacob did ask if he wanted him to cut it open and take it out himself.
There was no way because it went in at an
Yeah.
angle, so it was into my foot.
Yeah. It was gross. It was a thick little.
I mean,
fucker.
we tried. We spent at least an hour. I kept pulling on it.
You wouldn't let us.
I wouldn't let anybody near it.
Touch it. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Because it just hurt the little bit of pulling I was trying to do on it.
My dad would have just said if you would have let him touch it. This was his medical advice. Let me take a look at it.
And he would have yanked
it out.
I know. That's why I didn't want any of you fuckers near it. Because it was.
No, I wouldn't have done that to you. I wouldn't have done that.
I would have hated y'all.
Jacob might have done that to you.
I wouldn't have been able to do anything for you.
I could smell he was angling for that.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb.
I wouldn't have done that.
I mean, I am dumb.
I would have done that to Zach. I would have done that to you.
Why?
But then, well, just because it's got to come out, and you definitely wouldn't have went to the hospital though.
No, I wouldn't have opted to go to the hospital at all.
You would be too drunk to even consider it.
I'd have eventually been like, fine, just do it.
Yeah.
And then I would have asked for you.
It was, dude. It honestly, when he showed me the picture and the piece, it was like, yeah, that's not a problem. That's hospital worthy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Are you generally accident prone? Do you think?
I don't think it's accident prone. I feel like he just has
Some
these
bad
things
luck.
that happen.
Although,
And then he has you have legitimate things that happen to you, and then you have a poor reaction, like the weed thing. That's a legitimate thing. Like when you're at Riot
yeah,
Fest.
I mean, well, and
But that's
I've known that to happen to a lot of people.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
'Cause
Paranoia
you gotta be
and
real.
anxiety.
You got to be real careful with
Right.
edibles.
Yeah.
Right.
Paranoia, that kind of thing just happens.
Because it digests in your system differently, and it's not like smoking.
It's
for
a better
those
high.
of of you kids out there who have not eaten it and only smoked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's a better high. It's a body high.
It's a body high. It's a better high. It's more psychotropic.
It's more like
Not psychotropic. It's more psychedelic.
I would say
Yes.
it's probably more controlled, and I don't mean like in a controlled substance sort of thing, but I mean like get advice from whoever it is you're getting it from. You know, take a half of one.
Well,
take
yeah.
a bit
Hey,
of
I
one.
don't.
If you get like a cookie from someone, I always tell people just eat like a quarter of it
First.
just see,
correct.
yeah.
and just
wait
see
a
how
while.
that.
I
see
think-
how it
Wait
goes.
longer than you think you need
Yeah,
to.
I think controlled is the wrong type of
Because
word.
it has to go.
You have it's up to you.
requires
You
your
have to know
control.
where you're getting it from,
Yeah.
right? And
It needs to be processed by the liver,
Right.
and that takes like an hour to an hour
well,
and a half.
that's what I always liked about Sonic's stuff. Is Sonic would he'd measure it out, then he would test them, and he'd be like, you're gonna need this much. You're gonna need like 2 cookies. You're gonna need a half cookie. He was like, I wouldn't try a lot of it. I'd just take a bite of that.
he had such a great consistency.
He really did.
I knew exactly
Down- he has it
after
down-
one try.
yeah.
I knew exactly what I needed to take, or if I like to just to control. Like if I was planning on getting really good and fucked up, or if I just wanted a light
Yeah.
buzz for the night.
Well, he was a baker, a cook,
He's a mad scientist,
and he
a
was
botanist.
a weed scientist,
And
and
he
a
was
botanist,
also
yeah.
slitting throats in the army,
We don't
ripping
know.
throats.
He might have. He might have. Patrick Swayze'd some people.
know what?
Roadhouse some people.
You know, throw raping children on there too. You know, and bombing innocent citizens.
Christ.
Yeah,
That's the comedy part of the podcast. That is not the Man Called Noon part of the podcast, which is the music part of the podcast, which we do not support. Actually, if you were to videotape this segment, Zach and I are completely separated. We do not like each other.
We're not straddling each other this time,
Yeah.
like the last guest. All right, you want to do the segment?
Yes.
All right, you ready?
yeah.
All right, ready? All right, do you want to do the little intro that we do? That soon we'll get actual sound cues and like cool music. But
This is called
3 minutes of pain.
We're really in the pocket, Josh.
So if you're loyal listeners to the show,
All right, here we go.
Mom and Dad.
and Mom and Dad, you'll know that this is the segment where usually it's me, and in this case it is indeed, writes a 3 to 4 page, roundabout 3 minute
video?
radio play, and Tony and I and our guest read it aloud.
I have not read this.
Now, Josh and Tony haven't read it. I wrote it in a matter of about an hour combined. I wrote it, sent it off to some people to check it out just to make sure it's not fucking
Basically-
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, basically when Zach writes these, I pray to God that they're not as bad as I think they're gonna be.
And then I get it back, and then I clean it up a little bit. The whole writing process takes about an hour. And this one's called "Moving In with Significant Others." I got this prompt from a great friend of mine, James McFadden, because I had just moved in with my girlfriend, Liz Chittister. And gentlemen, if you know anything about living with significant others, which I know you both do, since you both have been married before.
It always ends in divorce, right, Josh?
Yeah.
I'm on my way to divorce, fellas.
You're on your way. You're on your way, Zach. You're almost there. You just got to get married and get unmarried.
Just
You gotta get the one out of the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get one out of the way. Get that smashing horror.
I got it.
horrid
I did it
feeling.
young.
Yeah, it's good.
I did it the right way.
That's good. But for the skit, just to give you a little background, Josh, what character do you have?
I'm Deirdre.
All right, you're Deirdre. You're the roommate that just moved in with her significant other, Ron, which is
Deirdre.
going to be played by me.
Oh, you're
I'm going to be Ron and the narrator. So that makes you Tracy.
My guy or girl?
You're a girl, and you're a snobby, sort of stuck-up girlfriend of Deirdre, and you girls are out to like a lunch or something like that. You're out getting coffee, and you're about to talk about the new living situation.
okay.
Should I
And
read
eventually,
the?
I've got stage directions.
got stage
'cause Ron
Am
has
I
the fewest lines.
am I also ridiculous?
You're ridiculous.
Okay.
Really lay into it, you know.
I didn't know if I was like playing the straight girl and he's being the ridiculous.
You are
Or-
slightly straighter
Okay.
as far as the comedic.
Well,
sense
that makes
goes.
sense. I mean, this is the
But-
dynamic
Yeah,
already.
but not in
Right.
sexuality. Yes.
I got
You
it.
are less straight than me in real life in sexuality. Here
But-
we go.
No, I'll read the stage directions because Ron doesn't come in till later.
I will engage you physically.
This is Moving
to
In with
engage in
Significant Others by Zach Finch.
It's beautiful. I love that. All right, go ahead.
Tracy and Deirdre sit in the outdoor patio of a coffee shop. They are both laughing hysterically. Feel free to laugh hysterically and things like that.
I'm laughing like a man over here.
There are many passers-by who either give them strange, snarky glances or hasten their gait in order to pass by them quicker. They both abruptly stop laughing.
So anyway, Sarah is listening to her parents and is going to wait until marriage before she'll even think about moving in with Scott.
Oh, God. That is so
I
stupid.
fucking know, right? Like, grow a goddamn pair of beef curtains and
What?
grow a goddamn pair of beef curtains and take the plunge. The rest of us are already situated, and that's, like, totally great, right?
Oh, totally. Like, totally great.
Right?
So right. Except...
Oh my god, except what? Is there dirt? If there's dirt, you have to tell me. You know how much I love secrets. I love hearing them, and keeping them, and spilling them. Oh, forget I said the last one. Just what is it?
OMG, you're so annoying. Shut up for a second and I'll tell you. If I feel like it.
Oh, shut up. You're gonna tell. Why else would you have invited me to this fake Starbucks?
Pete's coffee is the fucking jam.
Pete's coffee tastes like barf.
Your feet smell like barf after you walk all day in your Ugg boots to your crappy Starbucks to get your fatty Frappuccino, you basic bitch, from 2013.
Tracy? Wait, that's me. Wait, that's my name. How fucking dare you? Now, what's going on with Ron?
You know that thing that I used to love about Ron? When he'd say those quippy little one-line Jew...
Dad jokes. Wait. Give me that one again.
You know that thing that I used to love about Ron? The way he'd say those quippy little one-line...
Dad jokes? Yeah, those are horrendous.
Gross. Shut up. Don't call them that. Don't even compare Ron to my dad. Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. Is that your name? Oh, Dee Dee. Don't even play that. You're the queen of daddy issues. I have a BFA, by the way.
Fuck you, bitch.
You
You're
never
the one
know.
who slept with my stepdad.
That was under the bridge.
What?
Dee Dee.
Water
That
under
was
the
water
bridge.
under the bridge, Dee Dee. You promised.
Okay.
This is not my writing, it's Tony's reading.
No, this is definitely his writing. It's atrocious.
Well, whatever, and just watch it with the daddy issue stuff, all right?
Deal.
Thank you. Anyway, those really quippy one-line jokes Ron used to say all the time and make me laugh. Well, now they just fucking piss me off. Like, they fucking suck. And sometimes they make me feel all weird and gross. Like, sometimes he likes to use them when he thinks he's using a pickup line. Like before he wants to have sex, or just like to I just like to shut him down, you know? It's kind of sad.
Oh, Dee Dee, this is sad. I feel sorry for you, girl. I mean, first of all, those lines were never funny, okay? Like, they were always annoying as shit. But second, you gotta get the good sex in while living together is new. Doesn't the total lack of roommates get your panties wet?
Doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it totally does. But then Ron throws out one of those horrendous lines and whoop, all dried up.
Oh, Dee Dee, you gotta figure that shit out. Ever since Mac and me shacked up, it's been a nonstop pleasure chest of an apartment. We fuck in every room, in every way, using everything as a fun little prop. It's the best.
I know I have to. This should be a second sexual awakening for us, but oh my god, oh my fucking god, of course this is happening now.
What? You get your period or something?
No, it's
This
Ron.
is totally...
No, go on, Josh. Shut up, Tony.
No, it's Ron. He's walking right towards us.
Ha 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 ha! Hilarious. His ears must be burning.
Quick, think of something new to talk about so he doesn't know we've been talking about him.
Periods.
No, it's too late.
Ron comes to the table, and the ladies pretend they haven't noticed him. Immediately, Ron goes into one of his routines. Would either of you lovely ladies like a refill?
Oh, that's okay, Ron. Baby, you got me. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, very funny, Ron. You're a regular old Aziz Ansari. You know, except white.
Oh, I'm just joshing you. I kid. I kid because I love.
Baby, what are you doing here? I thought you'd still be at the school.
Well, I got off work early so that I could run by the grocery store to pick up a few items for lunch this week. And of course, get us some stuff for dinner tonight, doll face. Ron tickles underneath Deidre's chin and makes a fluttery, tickly, silly noise to coincide. Tracy rolls her eyes, turns her head, and makes a gagging motion.
Ron, do you mind? You're in public here already. Creeping everybody out.
Oh, Tracy. Are you jealous because Mac's not as funny as me?
Yeah, Ron, that's it, because you're just fucking side-splitting hilarious.
Picking up the wrong signal, Ron reaches for Tracy's nose and snags it between the second knuckles and on his pointer finger and middle fingers. Got your nose! Tracy's eyes turn red. Deidre notices this and tries to calm the situation.
Ron, we were actually having a nice time. We were having girl talk. Now's probably not the time.
Got your nose, Trace! Want it back?
Silence.
Can you reach it? You better get it!
Silence.
Uh-oh. It's starting to look pretty tasty.
Oh, you're the worst.
Ron, for the love of God, quit. She's a grown woman, not one of your kindergartners.
That's it. I'm gonna eat it.
Ron.
Ron eats the imaginary nose. He chews it up and makes over-the-top gross-out noises. He grasps his belly and gulps. He takes an imaginary napkin and wipes the corners of his mouth, a la Pee Wee Herman. Woo! I thought it was something good, but...
Don't.
But it's snot! Ow! Get it? It's not. It's snot. Woo! Man, that one's a classic. I actually stole it from the movie Little Monsters.
Ron, before you got here, Dee Dee and I were talking about your new living situation. And you just displayed to me, ad nauseating, the exact reason why she doesn't want to have sex with you. And I gotta tell you, Ron, I can't blame her.
Silence. Hey, what's that on your shirt?
Ron points to the middle of Tracy's shirt, hoping for a big laugh. Tracy and
Deirdre
both cover their eyes and shake their heads. Tracy, Gah!
Deirdre runs off in frustration and yells on her way.
You're the worst, Ron.
Tracy and Ron are left alone. There's an awkward silence. They stare into each other's eyes. Tracy's gaze turns from that of disdain to that of longing.
Ron, I love you.
Silence. Ron pretends to throw up in his hand. Here's your nose back. Sorry I ate it. The end.
Very, very good, Zach. You didn't let anyone down.
No.
Just our parents.
Why?
And the listener.
Why?
What? One listener?
The one.
Mm-hmm. The one.
To our tens of fans.
And the listener.
It was good. It was good. Only looks I was given was the same argument we got into with when Trevor was our guest, which was should we?
Now listen.
Yes.
I mean, if you play true to the characters that are fucking just a bunch of basic bitches out to fucking lunch, it's not that fucking bad.
It's not that bad.
But because you're playing a guy reading a girl.
That's true.
You're like, oh, I shouldn't be calling this bitch a bitch, and like, you know, like,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of. Like, sort of. But like, yeah.
I'm writing a caricature.
You didn't write this.
Sketch.
You didn't write
I
this.
wrote this.
Oh, James McFadden. I thought James McFadden wrote this.
I wrote a caricature dumb
says by
sketch.
Zach Finch right at the top. It says right there in black and white.
Yeah,
I wrote a dumb caricature sketch.
Zach, it's very good.
It's not even good. It's fucking dumb as shit. But
It is dumb as
but
shit.
It's not like it's fucking like, oh god, it's so fucking
No,
like
it
offensive.
is only because I am. This is my issue, and you get offended by this because you're constantly being trounced because you're a comedian. Yeah. Anyways, good stuff. Made me laugh quite a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, it always makes me laugh quite a lot. That's not the issue, whether or not it makes me laugh. It all makes me laugh. But yeah, anyways. You want to do the 1, 2, 3?
Is this the part where we all blow each other?
Pretty much.
Oh.
And we've made it. We finally made it to the blowjobs.
I mean, why you leave me hanging, fellas?
Anything else you would like to talk about, Josh? Man Called Noon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tony wants me to talk about Man Called Noon a lot.
What's it like being in Man Called Noon, Josh?
It is so great, everybody. It is. Is Tony still listening?
Oh yeah.
Is he still here?
You'd better keep saying good things.
If we whisper, he can't hear me talking like this. But it's kind of a nightmare.
It's the worst experience I've ever had in anything that we've ever done ever.
It might be the single most painful thing I've
What's
ever.
Even more painful than 3 minutes of
How about
pain.
this?
I did get my prostate checked 2 weeks ago, and that was a lot better than one single practice.
First time?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about that.
First time?
First time, yes. Once you become a man,
I've never
in your
had it done.
40s, like myself, you gotta get diddled by a dude or a woman if
If you're lucky enough.
He was a stout man with pretty beefy fingers.
Ugh.
And I'm pretty sure he used 2 because it hurt.
Ugh. Ugh.
No, but tell him how he did it.
Well,
That's,
that's
that's the best part.
I had an ultrasound for something else, and they saw that I had a 9mm kidney stone, so they said, you need to go to a urologist.
Whoa.
So I go, and I was like, the day before, I'm like, oh shit, I think this is the doctor that puts a finger in your ass. And I was
What's he called?
A urologist.
A urologist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, and I kept thinking, God, I mean, it's probably going to happen, whatever. He does some tests. He comes in and makes me pull my pants down, and he, checks the whole front end, which was fine.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
I've
but
done
it's
physicals.
not,
I've done physicals before.
Yeah, but he spent some time down there. I mean, he was really,
Extra time, not just to turn your head.
looking and feeling, and
Not
he
just
was
to quick
checking
turn
for
your head.
lumps on the balls, and he was really good about it.
But with his tongue, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the lights were low.
I knew I was gay. I knew I was gay when he checked my prostate with his dick.
Well, so and we talk about the stone, and then he kept coming in and out, and then he comes in when he's just like, it's just all business, and he's like, all right, now. And he's putting on the gloves, and he's like, all right, now get up and stand up and pull your pants down. And I mean, I just knew, and I just went, so we're doing this? He's like, yes, we're doing it. And he's like calm, and obviously he's done this thousands of times. I know it's no big deal. I don't care that it's happening. It's just more of I know this is going to be uncomfortable and possibly hurt, and I just don't want to do it. Just really don't want to fucking do it. And he comes in and he's gentle moving forward with it, just like, because obviously I'm not the only one who protests almost to the point of violence. Because I was just like,
I don't fucking think so.
I just went, okay, we're really doing this? He's like, we're really doing this. And he's like, just pull your pants down. I was like, and so my reaction was to just ask back what he was saying. So he was just like, pull your pants down. So you want me to pull my pants down? Yes, pull your pants down. Just pull my pants down. Yes.
Yeah.
And
then what
I
after
just want you
that?
to bend over the table. Are you going to want me to bend over the table? Yes, just bend over the table. So you want me to pull my pants down and bend over the table? Because I thought I'd heard from people that that you lay down. I talked to people who've said that they've laid down and you get in a fetal position, so they kind of get in there from it sideways.
And you can
I
have
literally
a
just
blankie and suck your thumb.
I literally just stood up and bent forward, and then he was just like, he was good about it. I will say this: he's a pro.
Yeah.
He knows how to stick a finger.
He knows how
in the
to stick fingers in assholes.
He used to work in a prison.
Yeah, and then he I mean. I think I made it pretty clear that I did this was not going to be good for me, and so he just put his hand in. He told me, because I'm just going to put my hand here and you just back up onto it, and I was like, okay, and I just moved a little bit, and he shoved those 2 fingers in there, and you know what, it hurt, but. The most humiliating part of it isn't it actually happening. It's now you have a crack.
You did it to yourself is the most humiliating part of it.
Well, I mean,
You know what hurts the most?
I did,
it's
no,
the lack of respect.
No, here's the thing.
That's what hurts the most. Actually, it's the other thing. The other thing hurts the most, but the lack of respect.
You know what I would
hurts the
do?
second
Honestly,
most.
when I get my prostate checked, this is what I'm going to tell you.
I didn't back all the way up onto it. As soon as I as soon as I moved just a
the
millimeter
job.
back, he then went. He
finished
moved
the job.
forward.
You know what I'm gonna do when I get in
shoved it
there,
in there.
and I finally have to do it? It's now no me backing up. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You get your ass over here. You stick your fingers in my ass. This is you doing this. I'm not backing up in anybody.
This is Tony. Come get it, big boy.
You got to work for it.
Drool coming down my mouth. Pants off. I come naked.
I come naked.
And then I come naked.
You mean you arrive naked and then you
I
come naked.
Yeah. We figured it
That's
out.
what it is.
So it's something I guess I'm gonna have to do on the reg.
What, once
On
a
the
year?
regular.
Every 5 years?
I mean,
What
I'm
is
gonna
the thing?
I'm gonna like for me on the regular is like once a life.
James
time.
has just given us a
Do we have some user feedback?
pictures of prostates getting checked pretty much. Oh, what is that he found on his finger?
dude?
Poop? Is it poop?
No, it's something bad in your prostate. No, is it kidneys? I'm seeing kidney sort.
Oh.
This is bad. What is that? Kidney stone?
Look like rocks, right?
They look just like rocks. That is not nice.
So where do they go?
That
They
is
just like
not
reach in your
nice,
butthole
bro.
and dig them out? Like,
No, they're checking for him.
They're checking for him. Bro, and also prostate cancer.
Yeah,
But
of
also,
course.
look at these. These are the size of quarters. Do you pee these ones out? These ones you pee out? Passing this around.
yeah, Eric Arnold had one of these.
So fortunately, they're catching
Not
it.
that. No way that big.
For me, they're getting
know
it
how
way
big
ahead
it
of
was.
time. So
That would wreck your dick.
they're gonna.
Yeah.
Give him birthday.
I'm doing like one more test, and then they're gonna.
You might not want to look
I'm
at
doing
those.
like a CT scan, and then after that, then they'll. Well, that's a spiky little bastard.
By the way, you don't poop those out. You pee those out. And
Yeah, thanks, James.
You will be you will be on fire. You'll be on fire.
Well, yeah. Apparently, I'm.
They give you
I'm
something
very,
to break it down,
I'm very
right?
lucky. They're gonna either give me something to break it down, or I think they can. There's also like they can sonogram. They can break it sonically.
By sound.
they can do that,
They can.
and by drinking water.
Can
but
you request
more
it?
than likely, they're not going to be able to do that, and you're going to have to pee out a spike ball.
Can you request that they take a Man Called Noon song and crank it to a frequency that
Yeah.
shatters the...
Yes. Could you put one of our hit singles on?
We've had
Off of the bad
had literally tens of listens on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just-
It's been our family and friends listening to it over and over.
In any one episode, you'll get...
Josh, least favorite Man
Easy.
Called Noon song ever written.
Ooh,
My least favorite?
Yeah, ever written.
Written or played or
See,
recorded?
on an album.
Recorded on an album.
well, I don't remember half the songs on the
Edge of the Night.
Edge of the Night.
As we discovered today.
yeah. I mean, I would say River of Wrath, but I actually like
Actually
River of
kinda
Wrath,
like
even though it may not be like our best song. I kind of liked playing it.
Yeah, I had fun today trying
Even-
to catch up to it.
Yeah. Even though
James, what
Sonic
is your
was a
least
bit of a
favorite Man Called
taskmaster.
Noon song ever written?
Least favorite?
I probably have to say it would be one that probably not as fun to play.
See, I go by that too. Like
It's a
I go
very
by-
diplomatic answer.
No, I mean like
I
I don't
mean,
know. I don't want them.
I think Midnight Revival may be my least favorite one to play. Just it's just
It's
yeah.
fun for me and him.
I think
Have a good time with that
it's
one.
probably I just leave that. I just play.
Least favorite is I Love You.
which one?
Yeah, I think I already
Wait,
knew
James.
that.
I get
Which one is
I get
yours?
real bored with I Love You.
Yeah, right.
James, which
Yeah.
one is yours?
Or what's it called?
Oh, I
You.
love you.
You.
Yeah, I get real bored
I
with it.
love you.
People like it. I know they like it.
I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good
people
song.
like it.
I like it better acoustic though.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just acoustic.
Oh, real great.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
All right, let's end this bugger and go on over to 1, 2, 3, and we'll end
gonna-
the night.
Do you mind if I smoke a cigarette?
Theater of the
before we-
Mind.
I
We're
don't
gonna
care.
walk over to our other studio.
Yep.
Pretty much. The Man
We're
Called
gonna-
Noon studio.
We're gonna head across the hall to the Man Called Noon studio. You're
To the other side of this
just-
table.
You're listening
That's
to us
exactly
from
what
the
it is.
from the.
We need to get a Zach and Tony
studios
vinyl up
Why?
here. Just cover
You also
So our
need
tech
to go-
guy can take a picture of it.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to get a backwards one sheet of for Zach and Tony.
Yeah.
Why is that one sheet up backwards? Why did they
it's
sign?
it's the movie theater sign poster.
Well, that's what I'm saying. One sheets are forward and backwards, so the light goes through.
Right.
When they put them in the boxes.
Yeah.
See, guys, I used to work at a movie theater, so.
You're the second guest we've had here that used to work in a movie theater.
Who was the first one?
My first job I ever had.
I forget, but whoever it was, they told me. I think it was Chaz.
Oh, okay.
First one, and those days you couldn't smoke in the movie theater, but you could smoke indoors. So then, in those days I smoked, and it was cool because we would, when they put it was before it was digital, and the projectionist would splice the movie together, and then they would screen it. So screeners, we get to invite anywhere up to like 3 to 5 friends to come hang out, and we'd bring booze and pizza and smoke and watch Terminator 2 when it came out.
Love that movie.
I'm trying to think of the big ones that were like that was a big one.
Oh yeah,
gotten to see that
shit
before
was packed.
everyone else did.
Yeah, exactly.
Bram Stoker's Dracula was also good.
Yeah.
Back when James Cameron made movies instead of just jerking off to Avatar.
God.
Like, all he's got for the next 8 years, it's all Avatar movies.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing.
Well, it's making money.
Well, he's planning an Avatar theme park as well.
Why?
And there's
Did you like the movie?
And there's Avatar Cirque du Soleil.
James liked the movie. Everybody.
I liked it all right.
I thought it was decent. I mean, it's basically just Dances with Wolves.
Yes, it is. It's Dances with Wolves. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
On the nose.
But see, the thing of it is I can't watch it again because I
Neither
saw it
can
in the
I.
theaters in 3D and IMAX.
Why would you watch it again?
And
It's
I don't
not.
wanna
Yeah,
watch
it does.
again.
The rewatching. It's not. Yeah, it's not rewatchable. I saw it twice in the theater,
Not that.
and
it
that's
has
all
to
I
be.
ever need to see of it.
Yeah.
How about a sequel?
It's like
And a third
Requiem.
one?
It's like
And I think there's 4.
It's like
four-
Requiem
four
for a
more
Dream.
planned.
Once was enough.
Yeah. No doubt about that. All
right, let's do our sign-offs.
I'm gonna lead off with the plugs just to get it rolling. Go to see Liz and the Lovelies. I'll be drumming at Lincoln Hall this Friday. This will be out before then, so if you're listening, whoever's listening is probably going,
This will be out tomorrow.
or is out of town.
Tomorrow.
And that's about it for me. That's the only thing that I've got on the horizon.
You got the...
Oh, and Finley Dunn's open mic Tuesday nights, and check out their comedy show once a month.
Yeah. I'm going to take... We might have a show at Bottom Lounge with the Sheepdogs. We just got to figure that out. That's on September 9th, hopefully. If not, I'm going to be really sad because I get my hopes up pretty big. And go to mancallnoon.com, go to Zach and Tony Facebook page, and give them a clickety-clack-like. And Josh.
You want to plug anything?
Man Called Noon is a band I'm in. I don't know if y'all have heard it. I don't know
if our listeners have
Is
heard
that
of Man Called
Cajun
Noon.
dish?
They yeah.
Man Called Noon.
It's a sauce piquant.
That's it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, Man Called Noon is...
Oh yeah, James McFadden of the BOTs.
Oh yeah, James McFadden of the BOTs. Just follow us on Facebook. Our bassist, Andrew Donnelly, posts some funny shit on there every now and then.
Thanks for helping us out, James.
And James Manno is here in the studio taking pics and vids. And until next time, don't work too hard.
Don't stop working. And we're the only comedy musician Cajun tripod within the city.
You're up to go out tonight. I'm down if you are too. You're carrying all the hate. I'm carrying a grudge I got to lose. On a walk to get to the ride. You're all screams in the night. But nothing is a return. Just the echo and what it learned. Oh, come on, let's just dance tonight. Because everyone is lonely in the modern light. Well, oh, come on, let's just dance tonight. Because everyone is lonely in the modern light. Into the car on the street, corner is where the rest of us meet. Hindsight is 20/20, but you're always mad dog when you're out of money. Before we get to the door, I long drag a smoke that I roll. Because outside the club, everyone's cool and it's quietly smug. Oh, come